Hey guys, just want to say thanks for checking out my very first manga video. Last month in August, I started collecting and reading manga for the first time ever, so I wanted to share my small collection so far. First, let's start off with my bookshelf, which is a very common bookshelf I see other manga collectors have. It's an IKEA Billy bookcase, and I also added an extra shelf to it. You can add up to 2 extra shelves to the Billy, and each shelf holds about 45 volumes, so you're looking at a total of 360 volumes for this entire bookcase. If there's an IKEA near you, I would definitely say for the price, this is easily the best deal for a bookcase. The first series I want to share is the Quintessential quintuplets. This is personally my favorite harem romance series. It gives you everything you really want in a romance series. Light drama, confessions, and even a little bit of mystery. The series is about a high schooler who is hired to tutor 5 quintuplets who slowly fall in love with him. At the beginning of the series, we're told that the main character will marry one of the quints, so the reader tries to figure out who that is throughout the whole series. The series is completed at 14 volumes with 10 volumes released currently, and a big complaint that a lot of people have is that the ending is extremely rushed and underwhelming. I've read through it online, and I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it seem, and I would say it's fine, but just keep that in mind if you're considering the series. The next series in my collection is Spy X Family, and this is probably my favorite ongoing series right now, following a fake family created by a spy that includes him, his assassin wife, and their Esper child. The family was created for the spy's mission, and the twist is that no one in the family knows each other's secret identity, except for the Esper child, since she can read minds. The main hook with this series has got to be how easily it is to fall in love with these characters and their family dynamic. Even though it's fake, it's heartwarming to see how they try to create a family environment with each other, and the comedy that comes from them trying to hide their identities from each other is just great. I highly recommend this series to everyone, and my only complaint would be that there's only 2 volumes currently released in English. Next is Act Age Volumes 1 and 2. This is a very controversial and discontinued series due to the main author being arrested in Japan, and I don't support his actions, but I bought these to support the amazing illustrator. It's about a high school actor who mastered the use of method acting, which makes her completely immersed in any role, but this way of acting is dangerous for her mental health, and you follow her as she tries to perfect her own style of acting. There's only 2 volumes released right now in English, and if you want to read the rest, they're all online if you don't mind a series with an abrupt ending. So I have all 8 volumes of Komi Can't Communicate, which is a very simple manga that follows Komi and her goal of making 100 friends despite her communication problems. I'm a big fan of slice of life manga, so this is a series I really enjoy despite the lack of a strong story. But this is one of the types of books where I can just read when I just want to relax and just want to read something simple and wholesome. There's 8 volumes out right now out of the 18 volumes that they have, and I don't know if I want to continue collecting this since that's a lot of volumes for something without a proper story. But who knows, this is almost too wholesome not to continue reading. Next is Love is War. I have all 16 volumes of this. After watching the anime, I just fell in love with this series. It's a story about 2 high school geniuses trying to get the other to confess their love first. This is easily the best paced rom-com manga I've ever read, with no forced drama and extremely likable characters. There's no dull moment reading this because every chapter builds on top of the other, so there's never any filler. All in all, this is my favorite romance series of all time, so if you watched the anime and you liked it, I guarantee you will like this manga. My next series is Horimiya Volumes 1 through 10, another wholesome rom-com about 2 high schoolers who hide the real versions of themselves at home compared to what they show other people at school. It's not a completely new concept, but the art is really good, and it's hard to not like the main couple. One thing I would say is that after the story moves away from the main couple, the story turns into more of a slice of life with a slight focus on the supporting characters. But I really enjoyed the first big romance arc, and I don't think I'll continue with picking up this series since I feel like it's mainly just a slice of life filler now, but I really recommend picking up the first 5 to 6 volumes because the first arc is really good. Next, I have all 4 volumes of the Monogatari manga adaptation of the Monogatari series. I bought this because I'm a really big fan of the Shaft adapted anime, and to be honest, I still prefer the anime to this, but I would say if you're a fan of mystery and really fun character interactions, you should first watch Monogatari and then get the manga as a supplement to the series, because honestly, this art is the best out of any manga I've ever seen. Additionally, I also have the Monogatari Season 2 box set, which has all the light novels for Season 2 of the series. I haven't got a chance to read these yet, but I plan to read these very soon. This is a Silent Voice box set. It's another series where I fell in love with the anime and I wanted to dive deeper into the series, so I ended up buying the box set since it was on sale. It's a story about a high schooler who goes down a road of redemption, learns to love himself and others around him as he tries to become friends with a deaf girl that he bullied in grade school. If you watch the movie, you know the general story, and the manga goes in depth with the characters and their actions, so definitely a solid pickup if you like the movie. I would say that this is the type of series that's best watching the anime first and then picking up the manga, because you probably wouldn't like how much they cut from the movie and how they move move certain things around. Despite that, I still love the movie, and this is a very strong supplement to the movie. Next, I have the first 3 volumes of Laid Back Camp, and this manga has a very simple concept. It's a bunch of girls who discover the joy of camping in different spots in Japan. It's extremely cozy to read, the art is amazing, and the comedy is great. It goes into various camping tips without ever boring me, and honestly, the girls make camping seem so much fun that I kind of want to camp now. The anime adaptation of this would probably be the best way to experience Laid Back Camp, since it doesn't cut anything from the manga, and the animation and the music really pull you into the coziness of camping. Probably gonna pick up more volumes before the second season comes out in January just to see the story. Next, I have the full set of Bloom Into You, which is only 8 volumes long. This is my first experience with the Yuri manga, and I have to say I really like this series. It's about a girl who hates herself who falls in love with a girl who has never loved anyone. There's some light drama to move the plot, and overall this is a pretty wholesome romance series. Sorry if it sounds like I'm repeating myself at this point, but I'm not really a big fan of drama-filled manga, so I really enjoy these types of stories where you can't help but root for the main couple and smile whenever something good happens. Next, I have 2 volumes of A Man and His Cat, and this story is exactly what it sounds like. It is a simple slice of life about a lonely man who finds new happiness in adopting a cat who others have rejected since he is not cute in their eyes. It's really simple and well done. The chapters are short, about 4 to 8 pages. It's a nice manga to read if you like slice of life. I also own Solanin, which is the first work of Inio Isada that I've ever read. The unique style really made me a fan of this. It tells a story about a group of friends in their early 20s and does well to show the emotions of those who graduate college and then are just thrown into the world of adults. It shows their uncertainty about the future, the self-doubt about whether or not what they do makes them happy. Overall, it's a pretty good story that I relate to since I'm in my early 20s now, and I actually even got the short epilogue for Solanin. It's really short. I really recommend just reading it online if you want to spend, I don't know what it is now, like $30 on it. Lastly, I own all of Goodnight Punpun, and this is regarded as Inio Osada's best work and a staple in a lot of people's manga collections. This is a 13-volume series that follows Punpun from his childhood to when he is an adult, and even though he and his family are drawn as birds, they're definitely human. It may seem weird at first, but the art style really helps to show Punpun's emotional state in a unique way throughout the story. I love recommending this to my friends and others to read just because of how tragic everything happens in this story. This is the most heartbreaking, depressing piece of work that I've ever read. If this is not in your collection, do yourself a favor, order the first volume, and be depressed with me. So I want to let you guys know what I'm currently reading right now, which is The Empty Box and The Zeroth Maria. There's only 7 volumes in this series. I'm ordering the 7th right now. I read the first one so far, and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of like a mindfuck kind of book. It's pretty good. I'm also reading Our Wonderful Days. It's pretty similar to Bloom Into You, where it's a simple Yuri manga, that's pretty wholesome. I read the first volume. It's pretty good. There's only 3 volumes in the set, and I've already ordered the second and third one, so I'll let you guys know what I think of it. The manga on my plan to read right now is Dead Demons Did Destruction by Inio Asada, the first volume, and also Our Dreams at Dusk, which I heard is very depressing, so that's right down my alley. My drop series of the month has to be The Way of the House Husband, where a former Yakuza member has now become a house husband. It's pretty funny, the art's pretty good. It's just too episodic. Every chapter doesn't really build on each other, so there's no real plot, so I don't think I'll continue to collect this series. I've actually decided to sell it and take it off my collection, but that's how it goes. Like, you can't collect everything. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching my video and checking out my month-and-a-half long collection, I think it is. Down in the comments, please let me know an underrated manga series you think I should check out. An underrated manga series I would like to recommend for you guys is definitely Bloom Into You. It's one of the most popular Yuri mangas, but I don't see a lot of people have it, so I definitely recommend it to you guys. Thank you for checking out this video. There will be more coming up, so please join me on my manga collecting journey.